everyone, welcome to Rockfish Farm. So today we are planting onions in our square foot bed. You can see I've already done it. So I just kind of wanted to go over how I did it. I was a little bit late doing it this year, and so they're looking a little more dry than they normally do, but hopefully this will work out. I think with the rain coming up, they'll perk up here soon. Some of them kind of already are here. They're starting to sprout a little bit, so I have raised beds. You can go to rockfishfarm.com. You can find all of my drip information and the raised beds, where I got them, what I filled them with. Originally, I filled them with Harvest Organics. Don't do it. Stick with the Miracle-Gro raised bed soil. It is so much better. I had such issues last year. And this year, this past fall, I put in some well-rotted horse manure, and from my spring bed that I already did from early spring, it's killing it with just that manure in it. Haven't fertilized or anything. So, all right, back to the onions here. So square foot gardening, you do it by square feet, right? So you can plant a certain number of vegetables per square foot. So if you go and Google square foot gardening onions, it'll tell you how many you can plant per square foot. Now, for regular bulbing onions, you're going to be able to plant 4 per square feet, and for like green onions, you can do 16 of them per square feet. So for the onions, I usually start with sets. If you want to, you can start with seeds. You start them early in the winter time. If you're doing raised bed gardening, go easy. Just go ahead and get your sets. You can usually get them at the store, but I highly recommend ordering them because depending on where you live, you need either intermediate day, short day, or long day onions. I can't remember what I got. This is something that I learned last year. We're in Southern Virginia. I want to say they're intermediate is what I did this year. The intermediate day onions, and you have to have a certain day length. You can read all about that if you Google it. You can put in your zip code and it'll tell you which type of onion you need. You can go to Burpee like I did. I think Park Seeds sells them, Johnny Seeds, and you can also get them at your garden centers too. They'll have the right ones for your area. But I did a red, a white, and a yellow sweet onion, and I've done 4 per square feet. So typically it's easier, especially if you're starting out with square foot gardening, to mark off your square feet. I think it looks a lot nicer. I've been doing it for a while, so I just kind of planted them up. I know about how far. I probably could have put them a little bit closer, but I was kind of following my drip line here. But they're super easy. You just put them in the ground and just keep them well watered. You can do a fertilizer. I didn't last year. Actually, last year they did terrible because they were in that soil, but the year before I actually got some when I did them in the ground. But soil matters. Just remember that. Don't skimp on your soil. But the onions, they're super easy. You've got, probably later in the summer when they're all ready. So they'll send up these stalks. The stalks, when they start to flop and dry out, that's when you know they're about ready to pull. You can pull them out, lay them out in the sun to kind of dry and get that hard shell on them, and then you can tie them up and store them in your basement depending on how many you do. Now when you go to order them, you're going to get a lot of them, and so you want to make sure to get a good storage onion. So when you go on those websites, the descriptions will tell you how long they store for, if they're great for storing, if they're great for fresh eating, everything. There's so much information on those websites. So rather than just going to like your Lowe's or your Home Depot and just picking something up, I highly recommend going to one of those websites and just reading about what you're getting, because you're going to know a lot more about how to grow it, when to harvest it, and what to do with that harvest, and how to dry it out, and how many days. You can write on your calendar. If you're new to gardening, write on your calendar and say, okay, how many days till harvest? 120, and count that out on your calendar and say, oh, my onions should be ready about this time. And so that would be very helpful to you. So onions, very easy, 4 per square feet. Stick them in, keep them watered, and when the tops start to flop, it's about time to pull them, lay them out in the sun to dry, and then store them. Hope this is helpful to you. If you got questions, leave them below, and we'll see you next time.